Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name's Natalie and this channel is called Sew Stitch Sew Nat. You can find me on Instagram as Sew Stitch Sew. I'll put it up here. Yeah, it's been a while. Apologies, life just kind of got in the way. And I haven't really been keeping up with Flosstube, so I'm a little bit behind the times on that. But hello and welcome. Thank you to any new subscribers. Seem to be getting, I think I've had a few YouTube, but more Instagram, but I've gone a bit quiet on there as well. I didn't post my FFOs for April and I haven't done any in May, so I'm falling off the FFO challenge at the minute. But I did finish the Rainbow Block Challenge by the Stitching Book Club, or Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts on Etsy. And I've got the chart for completing it in the time frame, although I'll have to insert a picture if I've not got it printed out yet. And I've been doing a bit of work on kits, but I found that a lot of the stuff that I've got currently isn't a kit, apart from like the odd Mill Hill one, and certainly the ones that are calling to me aren't kits, but I think that's just how it's evolved over time. But certainly the FFOs, well, one of them is a new, like, redone FFO, are kits, so it does fall into the get your kit on sale, which is hosted by Sewmesarah. And this is Flosstube, sorry, I got notes down here, 27. I think I last caught up with you towards the end of May, April, and I seem to have fallen into an accidental WIP Mania. I have not started anything new in May, just carried on with my WIPs, and I've got one finish, and then I've got a couple of page finishes for my sampler book as well. So yeah, let's get started. So my first finish was the Rainbow Block Challenge. I had to do this in 30 days, starting from, I think it was the 15th of April. In total it took me 37 hours, it's written on the back, to do a total of 7,066 stitches, and I seem to average about 3 stitches a minute, and that was done on a 14 count Ada with all the call for DMC. I think as long as it was 14 count Ada and you kind of stick into the pattern, I don't know if you had to stick to the exact same colours or not, you were eligible. Haven't decided what I'm going to turn this into yet. Yeah, if you've seen Instagram, you'll have seen me post nearly every day apart from the days when I didn't stitch. So that is the finished article. I'm not going to lie, some of the stitches don't go in the same direction. I think on the whole they do, but sometimes when you're turning it round, because it's not quite, it's symmetrical in some ways and not in others, so all the border stitching is. So you kind of got into a rhythm of it, and then if you hadn't realised which way was up, you were off in the wrong direction. So that is that one. Like I said, I've not decided what I'm going to turn that into yet. And the pattern that I received for completing it is this one. Haven't got any plans to stitch this yet. I've got a couple of new starts that I want to do, but I want to finish some stuff first. Next is the stitching. Let me get this. I'm going to try keeping editing to a minimum today. So probably it's a bit not disjointed, but and this is what this one looks like. So I'm trying to do a page a month. I am currently doing G, which is the allotted one that I allotted myself for this month, and I think I hadn't quite finished E last time, and I've done F. So I think I finished that in April in the end, which was the March letter, and then April's fox. I've changed the colours but kept to the pattern. So they're similar colours but not quite the same, and they're all stitched on a 32 count linen. Not all called for. And the next one I've got to do is G for goose, and I've only got threads everywhere. I've only started stitching the border. I need to come back to this. And that's just on a blue Zweigart linen. And I won't be finishing the pages until I get to the end of the project, which just means stitching that cover on black. Yep. Don't know why I do it. I've got a project for my son that I need to finish, and I keep thinking I'll get it done for his birthday. His birthday's next week, it's not even halfway. I'll get it done for Christmas. And it keeps going out and out and out, so hopefully I can pick that up later, depending on how the day goes. Next one is a gift, what will be a gift. It's a Love Burst sampler by Happiness. That's on Etsy, and I'm doing this on a 32 count snow Zweigart. So threads everywhere. So good way on that. So I've got to fill in the rest of this, finish my O, finish this foot, and then put the E in, and then it'll be ready for the personalisation down the bottom. Baby's due at the beginning of July, so I probably need to crack on with this a bit now. I keep picking it up and putting a strand in, or if I'm just feeling I want something blocky, I'll pick that up. And then, oops, it's all falling. And next is the Mystery Sewing Room. Oops, Sow. Sorry, something hitting the radiator. You'll see next is my wooden frame. So this is the Mystery Sewing Room Challenge by WIP Designs, and I am part way through part 3. Let me just get that hidden. Yeah, and this is just on a 32 count taupe. I want to say Murano, but I don't think that is 32 count. But it's an even weave, and that's where I'm up to on that. So I think this is where part 3 ends, but I think there's some, yeah, I think it's a landscape rather than a portrait. So I've got more to go on there. And as you can tell, I haven't cut the fabric to size. Next is an old WIP. I keep getting inspired because I keep seeing it on Bernie's channel. Stitching and hooking and stitching. I can't remember. I will put it up here. And this is the rainbow. Oh, it's gone. It's gone. Twisted Band Sampler by Northern Needleworks. And that's where I'm up to, and I'm stitching this in the DMC on a 36 count Belfast linen. So I think I'm up to colour colour 4, almost colour 5. I've got to drag that down here. Oh no, that is colour 5, sorry. 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 I'm on. So I've just started the 5th colour. It's very subtly different. I think you'll notice it more when it's stitched up, a bit more stitched up. And that's just on LB's clip on the scroll through. Which goes nicely in the Lowry stones, much better than the words are escaping me today. Better than the Q-snap. I like stitching with the Q-snap as well. So yeah, I'm kind of a half and half at the minute. Next is the Mill Hill beads, buttons and beads kit that I'm doing. Oops. So I've started beading, although I don't think I've got a couple of stitches I'm missing, but I think last time you saw it I needed to sort out the hat or restitch the hat, so that's done. Filled in elsewhere down here. Come across here. Yeah, like I said, I've got some more, lots more beads to go on. But yeah, should be done long before Halloween. Famous last words. Next, it's a little bit of life. I was feeling mental health wise, I just needed a break, and I ended up sort of just taking a Friday and just sitting and stitching most of the day on my Chatelaine, evening in the park Chatelaine. So I should be able to tell much on camera. Filled in a bit more around there and then started to work on this to bring it round. There are beads to go on here and another thread. This thread here is one that I've substituted, and it's variegated through purple to like the turquoise colour, but the turquoise colour is quite close to this colour. But I'm not changing it. I'm happy with the way it is, but it just looks like I've jumped across a little bit. The other thing is like these 4 beads here are in a slight wrong position. I'm not changing that. The bit I was finding tricky was trying to work out what thread goes in that little square there. These little ones here, which is like a diamond stitch. I think it's the Petite Treasure Braid Pewter, and I can't remember which PB code that is, that goes in there. But yeah, I was looking at photos, went back to Nadine xstitch's finish when she did her video of this, but it was too blurry to sort of pick it out. So yeah, I went googling in the, not googling, looking on Facebook in the Chatelaine group. I think some people have done it in a different thread. I'm going to go, like I say, I'm going to go with the Petite Treasure Braid for mine, and then I need to do the diamond stitches in there. But I think it just felt like it was taking quite a bit of time, so I just wanted to make a bit of progress down here. This is quite a big border to go all the way around, and there's 8 stitches in each sort of snowflake. So yeah, so that's Evening in the Park by Chatelaine. And you always say, if you need to unpick something, unpick it and put it down. It's so true, because I've not wanted to pick this project up for that reason. which is my friend's quotes, which is this one by Stitch Area on Etsy. Oops, doing well with these threads today. I was stitching a hoop. I've moved it to a Q-snap, but my little Q-snap. So the issue I had was I'd used a couple of different batches of 762, I think it is, and the block that I'd done here was darker than the rest of it. I think the rest of it you can't, there's a slight subtle difference, but it was just really noticeable on that chunk, so I had to unpick it before I could get going again. So eventually I pulled it out and unpicked it, and then finished filling it in. So there's backstitch handwriting to go on there. Filled in the not quite white there. I've done the top, done the perk bit, and I'm coming on to the cup now. There's some more of this to go in there as well. So I since banished the random skein that was a fair bit darker, but it was so subtle. You only could really tell when it was on here, and looking at it on camera, I don't really see any difference there. Although when I put it back I can see a slight difference, but in real life you can't. I don't think you can really see anything. But there's writing to go over the top of there anyway, like I say. Which is the Miss Chandler Bong, because it's the magazine subscription, or TV subscription. Oh, you remember we used to get them? Showing my age. I've just realised I've not shown you the FFOs, so I'll do my last two WIPs and I'll show you the FFOs. Next one I picked up is a Blackbird Designs, and this is part of Stitch Beetles with Marie. I've not picked this up since last year. I decided to carry on with the border, and then I think when it's night time, that green on this, I can't remember what colour fabric it is. It's like it looks like a raw, flax I think it was. That green on this flax fabric it's not really easy to see in the dark. In the evening. So I came back down here and filled in. I'd had the wall done, but then filled it in. And now I realise my walls don't match because I made a mistake the first time. We'll see. We'll see. So yeah, I've got put the strawberries in up here, and then continue that border down, and then I've got everything in the middle. I didn't show you the picture. That's what it should look like. And then the walls the walls don't match anyway, so I think I'm alright. It's staying. So yeah. And then my last WIP is something I've been working on for about the last 4 or 5 days, couldn't put it down. Also inspired by another Flosstuber who's doing it still. I say still, I started before then and just haven't finished. Which is Winnie Stitch's Merry Merry Needleworker. And I'm doing it in the day colourway with all the full 4 floss on a 32 count platinum even weave, which I can't remember the name of right now. This is why I got one. And this is where I'm up to. So last time you saw this, I think I'd finished pins, and I think I'd just started down here, so I've gone all the way across there, put those words in, put the tomato in, and then started from there that way. Filled in a bit of white of a boot for some reason. I'd left it. I've got the white to do here of her dress, and then my plan is to come up because I know I'm off one here somewhere, which is why that's not filled in. So I just want to make sure it looks okay with the scissors and whatnot up there, in case I have to do any tweaking. And the spools that you can see are done in satin stitch, so I'm going to leave those till the end so they don't get damaged. Yeah, I really love the colours on this. So pretty, especially all that seafood, although I will warn you, you will need several skeins of it. I can't remember how many I used in the end. I've still got to go a bit more. But yeah, I really love that. It's such a rich red tomato, and I've got a little bit of back stitching and pins to do down here as well. There's a bit on there. Yeah, so tiny bits of back stitching I can cope with. It's a lot of back stitching I struggle with. So that is that. Right. Second. Coffee's gone cold. Never mind. Yeah, I'll go back and show the FFOs now then. They'll go flying. So the re-FFO, oops, post-it notes coming off, is this one. It just used to be wrapped around a canvas, so I've now framed it. So I bought 3 single frames off Amazon. If I remember, I'll put the link below. And I can't remember what size they are. So yeah, this is a Anchor Forever Friends kit that you could get. I don't know if you still can get it. And I stitched this for my husband as a wedding gift. I think I got him some other things as well when we got married 13 years ago. Yeah, 14 years ago. And then I stitched this when our son came along, which is a Winnie the Pooh. I think it's also an Anchor kit. So yeah, just laced it and taped the back up. But I'm washed. Did actually wash. Don't always wash, but I did wash this time. Because that wedding piece had yellow marks down the edges where it had been out. Oops. So I need to do something with it. And then this is the one from when my youngest was born that I didn't finish until I was doing Flosstube. It was in one of the 24 hours of cross stitch, and it definitely must have been last year because I've not done any this year. So yeah, that's finished. I think Maynia had the writing, the border and some of the back stitch to do. But yeah, when they start moving and then you never sit down to do it. So, oops, that is all the FFOs, FOs and WIPs. Sorry, I know I'm speaking in not riddles, but acronyms. So FO, finished object, FFO, fully finished object, so the frame stuff, and then WIPs are just works in progress. Next I have haul, but if you don't want to stick around for that, that's fine. Like I say, life in general's just been, yeah. So yeah, the washing machine broke, then the dryer broke, then it's just been crazy. Next week is the craziest week ever with one thing and another. It's my son's birthday, we're going on scout camp, there's sports day, sharing assemblies, you name it, it's happening next week. Photos, but it's all good fun, it'll be good fun. And then we're off, it's half term the week after that here in the UK, so a bit of time to chill out a little bit, so I've got a couple of days off for that as well as another bank holiday, which is the final bank holiday in May, and then the next one we've got is the end of August, and then that'll be it till Christmas then. So yeah, haul. Oops. Now I've not got as much as last couple of times, despite it being a longer period. I've tried to rein it back in a little bit, just because I was literally spending too much, and we've got a few projects to do around the house. So I bought my second sew bead bags from Pauline on Instagram. It's a coronation scones tea, very British bag. I did watch the coronation, although I didn't go to any parties or anything. So that is that. Not sure I'm putting in there yet. And then I bought this on Amazon, which is just like a little, I have been using it but I didn't get the label off it, to go over the armchair, and it works really well. Oops. So I've just blown your ears off, I know what that's like. So yeah, I'll probably put like a little art tray in there. I don't think I'll put drinks on here, so it'll be more sort of like just my stitchy things in my stitchy spot. So yeah, looking forward to using that properly. And then Can Little Fox put up a friend's thing, and I couldn't resist. I ran, even though I could see it was in other people's baskets, and got it. So it's looked like a little floss bobbin. I know there's another maker that makes these, so it's a 9-pocket one, and it's sort of, it's like patchwork together, those bits at the back, and then just a neutral fabric. So I do have some Friends fabric. I can make myself a Friends bag. I just need to sit down and find some time to do it. Such is life, isn't it? And then so I've got Threads of the Month April from Lakeside, and this is the Classic Colourworks Club. I'll just drop them. I think this one came either the day I recorded or the day after. I think what with Easter they were a little bit behind, or they were waiting on a shipment or something. So quite a lot of the peas. That's another colours I've got this month. Lots of shades of pink. And a couple of lilac-y colours in there as well. Oops. So that is April, and then May. Okay. I think these came this week. All those colours. It's like yellow is Queen Bee, so it'd be a great colour for peas. I like the Rain Shower actually, and the Really Tealy. Although, oops, Rainy Day is like a really purpley colour. I'm not sure I would have said Rainy Day was purple, but yeah, and then Razzleberry, I'm not sure I've already got a skein of that. So I'm up to the R's now. I'm not sure when the club's due to finish. I've not looked at how many threads there are in total, to know what sort of the end date is. And then I've got my, sorry, pigeon just flew up onto the roof. And then I've got my cottage garden thread club that I get from Poppy Patch here in the UK. They are doing a advent box, but I think that's fully subscribed to, so that's not available. But I'll show that when it gets to Christmas. And then fabric of the month club is wisteria. I've got a 32 and a 36. These are both from Lakeside again. So 32 and 36. They're pretty similar in colour in real life. Well, that one seems to be coming a bit through, a bit darker. Yeah, lovely purple swirls. Not sure what I'm going to put on those. And then I was waiting for Jeff P. Smith to come back. I think it's Tuesday, isn't it? To come back from holiday, because I wanted to get the last Blackbird design magical mystery chart, Beatles chart, I should say, which is the Eleanor Rigby. And then I couldn't resist Judy, sorry, yeah. I keep seeing these on this a second. Michelle's channel, so, Mommalovesyougb, and she went for it. So I've got the first 4 months. I can't remember if that's where they're up to. So yeah, so I've got the charts, and they're the ones that come with the stickers and charm. I thought about doing it on the perforated paper, same as Michelle, I'm not sure yet, but the colours are gorgeous. So I might. So I did the Crochet Go Go monthly ones last year, and that's normally out downstairs. So I might do this and put it in my stitchy area, which is actually part of my bedroom. So I think it'd be nice to have those out. But I'm not in a mad hurry to get stitching straight away. And I'll probably use the stickers. Actually, I might do my own little sale next year, actually, if anyone wants to join me. It's just a case of whether do you stitch the month that you're in, or do you stitch before that. So yeah, really looking forward to doing those. Like I say, not planned to start on that yet. I do put some stickers in my diary that I've got. Although I think I've written everything in, but I've not put any stickers in for like the last month or so. So I might do that. Might do that tonight. So yeah, that's about it. If you've stuck with it and you like what you see, like and subscribe. Like I said, I've not kept up with a lot of Flosstube just of late. I haven't, other than the Flosstubers mentioned that I always watch, I've not really watched much else. And I think it's nice to catch up, but obviously it takes time to sort of get things out, and then it talking through everything and then editing, which is why I'm trying to reduce the amount of editing I do tonight or tomorrow. I'm not sure when this is going to get uploaded. And mental health wise, have been struggling but feeling better. So yeah, felt able to come on and say hello and talk about the work that I've done recently. I haven't framed What Remains Is Love. I was going to take it to the framers in the end. me and the husband couldn't decide what to do with it, so yeah, I decided to get a professional opinion, and then ended up getting double booked last weekend, so I didn't take it in. So that's on the list of things to do, which is very long, which I think it wasn't helping. I got a very long list of jobs to do here and at work, and I think things were just getting a little bit too much, so I just had to stop. Like I say, I chose to pick up my Chatelaine because it's something that I love. I spent a lot of money kitting it up, so I should be stitching it. And I don't mean it like that, I do love to stitch on it. Like stitching with the silks is really nice. Petite treasure bait, I can take it or leave it. It's not as bad as some of the metallic threads I've used. It's not the greatest either. I don't know what I would put a number one. There's a Flosstube challenge, isn't there? So yeah, I'm rambling and I will go now. Thank you for coming back and joining me. Thank you for visiting if you're new, and like I say, like and subscribe if you like what you see. Bye for now. Thank you.